Hello, everybody.
This appears to be Mr. Heidemann, not Mr. Forrest. Your 1010 didn't show up.
Okay.
I mean, he's still got some time, but
Right.
this is your up.
Okay.
All right, Hunter, what's your last name?
Heidemann.
All right, I do need to take your hat off, though. We are in court.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
That's all right. All right, gentlemen, this is a citation that was issued on April 25th of this year on I-196 there in Ganges Township. It's a citation, 2 citations, careless driving and no proof of insurance. I no longer have no proof of insurance, so you must have taken care of that. We're only here on the moving violation. On this moving violation, Mr. Heidemann, you need to do one of 3 things. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or 2, admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation as to how or why that happened. Or 3, you wish to contest the citation, in other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
I was looking to fight the ticket.
All right. Then the first thing I'm going to do is swear you both in.
Informal hearing.
You raise your right hand. Mr. Heidemann, raise your right hand. Swear or affirm any testimony you give here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Heidemann, it makes a lot more sense for me to start with the deputy. He has the burden to establish to me why you were issued a citation in the first place. But after that, you'll have an opportunity to either ask questions or testify in your own behalf. All right?
If that's how it works, okay.
Deputy, you want to pick up the narrative somewhere where it makes sense? Explain the issuing of this citation.
Yes, sir. So on April 25th, 2024, I was patrolling the area of Ganges Township and Casco Township. I was notified by another deputy on 1916 hours that he was unable to flip around on a vehicle that was speeding on the highway. The deputy advised me that the vehicle was traveling northbound from mile marker 22 at a high rate of speed. At this time, I then was able to position my vehicle on northbound 130, or check that, I'm sorry, on I-196 near the 3-1 mile marker and observed the vehicle identified as a 2014 Chevy pickup truck, silver in color, traveling in the left-hand lane. I then activated my moving front radar and observed reading of 98 miles per hour steady in the left-hand lane on the 2014 silver Chevy pickup truck. The vehicle was cutting in between other vehicles as it was attempting to pass them, passing vehicles on the right as well as cutting into the left lane, tailgating other vehicles, trying to get around them. I continued to follow the vehicle as it continued to travel at 98 miles per hour in a posted 70 mile per hour zone near the mile marker of the 31 in Ganges Township. I then was able to conduct a traffic stop in a marked patrol vehicle with overhead lights activated on the 2014 Chevy pickup truck. The vehicle did yield to my emergency lights on northbound I-196 and made contact with the driver. The driver advised that he was traveling back to his residence in Grant. He advised that he did not have any insurance during the time of the stop, and I also indicated the reason for the stop. The driver stated that he was just trying to get back home. I provided him with citation number SD 28066 for the careless driving as well as the no proof of insurance.
All right, Mr. Heidemann, what is it you'd like to tell me?
So all I am wondering is he says I was traveling at 98 miles an hour, except at the scene of the whole, when it all came to fruition, I asked him how fast I was traveling because I wasn't really aware. Yes, I passed a couple cars that were traveling in the left lane. I did pass him on the right. I'll admit to that. But he couldn't give me a speed on how fast I was traveling. But I'm telling you, I wasn't going 98 miles an hour. So that's why I wanted to fight this ticket. My truck doesn't go 98 miles an hour. I could bring it to you guys and you can test it, whatever. My truck don't go 98 miles an hour.
All right.
So
well,
that's all why I wanted to fight the thing down.
we'll go back to
Couldn't
the
give me a
deputy
speed
and
on
have
how
him,
fast I was going.
have him articulate how he acquired that number. Deputy Early, you want to put a little
Okay.
more meat on the bone about how you came up with that number?
Yep. So originally I witnessed the vehicle. Again, it was that 2014 Chevy pickup truck. It was actually towing a trailer in the left-hand lane. I observed the vehicle passing other vehicles. At the time, I then activated my front moving radar and observed
Right.
readings of 98 miles.
All right.
Multiple.
And
Oh, good.
so that was on your front moving radar. Let
yes,
me
sir.
just cycle you through some questions. Did it tone out as well?
Yes, sir.
Did that tone match the number you were seeing?
Yes, sir.
Had you tested that radar at beginning and end of your shift?
Yes, sir.
This is the same
was
thing I
against
go
your-
through every time. Every single
Okay,
time.
your
but
separately calibrated speedometer?
Yes, sir.
I have the right to
Did you
travel
have
and I
any
have the
issues
right.
with it at the beginning or after the shift? Mr. Heidemann, I'm asking questions. You're being quiet now. That's how this works. Deputy, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Beginning and after your shift, were there any issues with the radar?
No, sir.
All right. And are you certified to operate that radar?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I will tell you this, Mr. Heidemann, just so you sort of understand how it got to careless. He could have wrote you a speeding citation for 28 over, which is as many points as you'd get for careless anyway. But then he did not write you separate citations for either improper lane use, following too closely. You were doing all this with a trailer and no insurance?
Yeah, I'm a professional driver. I have the right to travel. The speeding and that is
Yeah, well, you're lucky you didn't get a reckless driving, sir. This
Okay.
was enough factors here that you could have got a criminal case instead of just
I'm
a
sorry,
ticket.
Your Honor. I apologize, but this is the same thing I go through every time I've ever dealt with a ticket. Is you got a list you got to read off, and the deputy gets to say his part, and I am guilty until proven innocent by my part. So this country isn't ran the way it used to be. I'll just take my ticket, and we can go on from here. I don't want to waste your time.
Then you do need to make arrangements to pay that fines and costs with the district court, but other than that, we are all set. You can go ahead and go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Deputy, you're the no insurance on Forest is going to be a default. They didn't show up, so you're all set.
Sounds good, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. You have a good week.
Commissioner, here on a couple of matters. Morning, you're here on an unfiled case. You were arrested on a probable cause affidavit. This affidavit looks like you could be charged with domestic battery and criminal damage to property. I'm here to set your bond on that matter. And in your other matter, you have an arrest detained from community corrections on case number 2021 CR 330, 21 CR 353, 22 CR 91. Those are all alleging that you violated terms of your supervised probation with community corrections, and they placed a hold on you in that matter. Ms. Mackenzie McCoy was your attorney in that matter. If you wish to have appointed counsel, fill out the paperwork, felony paperwork, and we will get Mackenzie McCoy back on that matter, and she can get this set for a motion to revoke probation. Mr. Rutherford, not that bond will make much difference in his other matter, but what's your recommendation for bond?
Well, Your Honor, you're exactly right. The state would be fine with no R bond in this case, given that he has several pending motions to revoke that will be filed.
Okay. In this newest matter, you're going to be released on an OR bond, although you're not going to be able to go anywhere due to your hold from community corrections in the Ellis County Jail until you and your attorney and the county attorney can have a revocation hearing. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
House.
Hunter House?
Yes, Hunter House.
Mr. House, you're here this morning on a case. You were arrested on distribution of hallucinogenic drugs, to wit, psilocybin mushrooms, more than 100 grams, less than 1 kilogram. No drug tax stamp, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia. We're here today to set your bond Mr. Rutherford.
Your Honor, I believe this would be a level 2 drug felony. Also note that Mr. House has another report alleging distribution of marijuana from earlier this year. With that, the state would request a $25,000 bond, cash commercial surety.
His other matter hasn't been filed, Mr. Rutherford, is that what you're saying?
It has not, Your Honor, and I'm not sure he was ever arrested on it.
Okay. Mr. House, you've heard the request for bond today. Anything you would like to say about the amount of bond requested by the county attorney?
I would just like to say, if you guys let me out on bond, I have my whole family, my mother, father, 3 sisters, my daughter here in town, so I will not run. I'm also in the middle of another case trying to become a legal father for my daughter.
Okay, well, you're assuring me you'll show back up in court, but distributing drugs is a community safety that I have to take under consideration, and distributing drugs is not something that I think is safe for our community, and it's certainly not safe around young children. So your bond is set at $25,000 that can be posted by cash or commercial surety. If you're able to bond out, no violation of any laws of any jurisdiction you reside. Maintain contact with your attorney. Keep a current address with the Ellis County Attorney's Office. Make all court dates as scheduled. No possession or consumption of alcohol or illicit drugs while out on bond. You're subject to random blood, breath, and urinalysis testing. That can be done any time of the day or night by any law enforcement officer, any court service officer, any corrections officer. Anytime you come back to this court to see me, you're going to have a urinalysis test. Any illicit substance in your system, you will be remanded to the custody of the Ellis County Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
If you're out on bond, July 30th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. is your next hearing. If you're still in custody, the county attorney's office has until June 4th, 2024 to file formal charges. Any question?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, folks?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah, that was a lot of mushroom soup.